Hello, everybody, Storm here, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Online. In the last episode, we entered the Stone Vigil dungeon, drove our way through the Dravanian forces within, and found and recovered the Enterprise. But it's in pretty bad shape, so we have brought it back to Gridania for repair. While we work on that, we have some other things to do. So, let's go ahead and have a chat with Sid and see what it is that we can do in the meantime while we're waiting for repairs to complete before we can go ahead and try and challenge Garuda. So, here we are. It calms me to look at her. It's as though I've been reunited with a part of me I never knew was missing. Hardly surprising, you did design and build her. I bear good news. The Seed Seers have granted our request to house the Enterprise. It may take as long as we require to repair her. Of course, it would be rank folly to take one moment more than we require. Garuda, lest we forget, grows stronger by the hour. If we are to have any hope of wresting this benighted realm from her talons, it must needs be soon. Though I am no expert on the workings of airships, it seems plain to me that the Enterprise suffered much from her time in the wilderness. Am I not correct, Sid? You are. Frankly, it's a miracle she carried us this far. As you know, the Howling Eye is encircled by a raging tempest, apt to turn proud trees to matchwood. Our battle will end before it begins if the Enterprise cannot weather the storm. Given time, I believe I can fully repair her. But if this tempest is as fearsome as you say, even that may not be enough. Confound it, there must be a way to brave the fury of the elements. The elements. But of course, that's it. We work upon the element itself. Using the power of a corrupted crystal, we could clear a path through the storm and spare the Enterprise a battering. I see. You propose to utilize the properties of a crystal to alter the elemental aspect of the barrier. It seems so childishly simple in retrospect. Though mayhap not to you, Ayame. We speak of the manifestations of over-aspected aether that can be found throughout Eorzea. Since the calamity disrupted the land's etheric currents, such crystals have become comparatively commonplace, which has been a cause of great woe, as they are known to warp etheric energies, including those of living organisms. The point is, we could theoretically use a corrupted crystal to convert the wind-aspected aether comprising Garuda's barrier into aether of another aspect, one she cannot control. With certain modifications, the Enterprise should be able to deliver us to the Howling Eye in comfort, however hard Garuda blows. But we are getting ahead of ourselves. All of this rests upon our ability to procure a crystal with the necessary properties. Have you any idea where we might acquire one? No, but I know a man who might. A scholar by the name of Lambertaint, who resides in Camp Drybone. Strange as it may sound, I met him during my time at the church. Well, Marcus met him, I suppose. Whether out of pity or for want of a more willing listener, he would talk to me for hours at a time about his etheric studies. Corrupted crystals being his pet subject. It was a result of these conversations that poor Marcus was observed to possess an uncommon knack for theoretical science. Ayame, I need you to return to Thanalan and seek out this scholar. Sid and I will set about repairing the Enterprise in your absence. Alright, so off to Drybone once again, and to try to hunt down one of these corrupted crystals. So, might as well just go ahead and teleport ourselves over there. Alright, let's see if we can find this guy. Ah, there he is. Lambertaint. Well, yes, I am Professor Lambertaint. That's how you pronounce his name, not sure. Beg pardon, you wish to hear about my research on cryptic crystals? Truly? Well, nothing would give me greater pleasure than discuss my work with a fellow woman of science. I'm not sure about all of that, but, you know, if you could tell me where they are so I can go grab one, that'd be great. So rare it is to find fellow intellectuals in this region. 'Tis even rarer to find one capable of comprehending the nature of corrupted crystals. Come to think of it, there was another, a hermit whom the church had given sanctuary. Curious fellow, unsociable, rather daft at first impression, yet possessed of an amazing affinity toward the scientific pursuits. But to the matter at hand, did you say you wish not to conduct field observations, but to harvest a corrupted crystal? Egads, woman, at least take the necessary precautions so you do not suffer from exposure to its harmful energies. I'm beginning to wonder if you have sufficient qualifications to handle such hazardous materials. Still, your ignorance is somehow endearing. If you bring me a suitable vessel, say a common clay pot, I shall coat it with an alchemical sealant of mine own design. Simply store the crystal you seek within this pot to protect yourself from its deleterious effects. Where might you find a clay pot? Well, I'm hardly a merchant, but surely some fellow at the Golden Bazaar has some for sale. Alright, Golden Bazaar it is. Do I want to go this way? Probably be better to head out this way since Golden Bazaar is north. And actually, this way would be best. And here we are, Golden Bazaar. And we have a Magnificent Merchant. Oh, do I need repairs? I could use a little bit of repairs after that run through the dungeon. Repair gear. I mean, I don't really need the repairs, but I tend to grab them whenever I can. Alright, Magnificent Merchant. You get a pot, and you get a pot. Everyone gets a pot. I'm sorry, I get a bit carried away when disposing of old merchandise. Any road, take my pot, please. Okay, that was simple enough. So, back to Drybone. I don't think I'm going to teleport. I'll just ride, and probably just pause recording while I ride back. Just a moment. Alright, back in Drybone. Our guy should be over here. Fascinating. Even accounting for the unusually strong ethereal occurrence in this region, the crystalline formations are... Oh, you returned. Any luck finding the pot like I suggested? Yeah. They were just kind of giving them away. Well, this is indeed an unremarkable piece of rubbish, but for our purposes, it shall suffice. Alright, so what do you need to coat this thing with? The liberal application of my alchemical sealant, the sorry excuse for earthenware, will be reborn as a corrupted crystal containment device. Now observe, as this scholar skillfully, almost dropped that, skillfully coats the interior of this pot just so. There, it's finished. You no longer need fear the crystal's transformative energies. Though I suppose you will be bombarded with its energies until you place it within the vessel. Well, perhaps it shall motivate you to work quickly. In any case, I would now have you take the warded pot to Hahasako, a student of mine monitoring the flow of aether at Highbridge. Explain to him your request, and he shall instruct you in the finer points of crystal harvesting. Alright then, off to Highbridge, which is off to the northeast, if I remember correctly. Alright, so we'll head out the same exit that we used for the Golden Bazaar, but we will turn east instead of north. Alright, so where is this guy? There he is. How many times must I be made to explain myself? I am not contemplating suicide, you imbecile. I have chosen this precise position to perform scientific measurements. Okay. What have we here? A containment vessel? Why, this is the handiwork of Professor Lamberton. You thieving knave, I shall call for the... Oh, made especially for you by the man himself. Then you must have sought me out per his instruction, which means he believes me experienced enough to expound upon his explanations. At last, the recognition I so rightfully deserve. Okay. Oh, Frab just... something they... Calais? That I shall be chosen to guide this woman, yes, I, Hahasako, greatest of Professor Lamberton's pupils, shall see that you successfully quarry your quarry. Ha ha ha. See what you did there. Your timing is impeccable, in fact, for I was just preparing to procure corrupted crystals from the burning wall for my personal research. There, the devastating destruction caused by the calamity has blessed us with a bounty of sublime specimens. But something tells me that naught but a perfect peace will satisfy your high standards, in which case you must needs descend to the deepest depths amid the flowing waters and the murderous mirror nights lies the most fantastic formation I have found thus far. Take this highly advanced researcher's tool and use it to separate a small fragment from the large cluster. Place it within a warded pot and bear it back to me for inspection. The path which leads from Burgundy Falls to the base of the burning wall is treacherous and terrifying, but advance with appropriate caution and you shall surely survive. Okay. What's down here? Just out of curiosity. Nothing of any real import. Except for a bottomless pit. Okay. Alright, well, let's head out and see if we can't get ourselves a good crystal specimen. Where exactly are we headed? We're heading into the burning wall, alright. Burgundy Falls. Floating stone. You have a level 41 quest. We might as well pick that up. D is for dead. A rolling stone, such as yourself, will surely find some business in common with a fellow called Floating Stone. If you would but speak to the miner. Alright. You know about quartz goblins? Didn't expect you to. They're only found in the most dangerous reaches of Thanalan. Type of goblin they are. Just kind of crunchier. Oh yes, they eat crystals, you know, and around these parts there's a king's feast to be had. Makes the goblins grow pure, clear quartz right in their bodies. Think you can get some for me? I can certainly try. Mirror Knights. I'm gonna just avoid those. Don't want to get wrapped up in a fate right now. Alright, so let's just... Oh, Mirror Knight. Oh, let's get my chocobo out. This is a pretty wild area. Alright. I'll head down here. These are the quartz goblins the guy was looking for. Alright. I need to fight the Mirror Knight. Home Gang, that's right, we unlocked that before. I gotta take a look at what that does and figure out where I want to put it. Let's see. Just take it off the bars for a second. Home Gang draws target toward caster and binds both. Most attacks cannot reduce your HP to less than 1. Interesting. Let's put it there, and let's see how I like it in that position. It's done fairly close. I guess it's primarily just a survival. Not as enough for pulling or anything like that. Alright, so yeah, I guess it's gonna be an ability that if health is starting to get low, you hit Home Gang so that you don't die, giving your healer a chance to get caught up. Let's pop some defensive cooldowns. Alright, how many of these do we need? 5. Alright. They're all over the place here, so... should be easy enough. Alright, and one more. Alright. There we are. And we need to head to the bottom of this place, at least as far down as we can go. See if I can slip past this mirror knight. Success. Or not. Actually, I think we want to go this way, because it's down below, and I think this is the ramp here that leads underneath. Oh, whoa, whoa. Okay. That wasn't my exact plan, but it works. And we had to knock out these mirror knights. Alright. Wrong button there. No big deal. Alright. Those guys are down. And here is the cluster that I'm looking for. We're going to use the quarrying mole. And we now have the corrupted crystal. Or do we? Ah, we need to put it in the pot, right. Alright, now we have the crystal. Okay, so now we need to bring it back to Hahasako. Alright, so now I need to ride out of this place. And back to the miner who wanted us to fight the goblin, or not goblins, doblins. And so we're just going to ignore pretty much all combat. Unless someone does happen to knock us off of our chocobo. Which is highly unlikely. Alright, floating stone. Alright, good hunting. Bag any clear quartz there? Yep. Them's what I was after. Clear as a god's piss, no offense intended. And a ring like a bell's. The calamity's changed a lot of things around here, that's true enough. But it's still a treasure trove. You can't ask for much more as a miner. Alright. So, back to Highbridge. Verbals. Alright, here we are. I see you've come galumphing back. Have the crystal. Oh, have you the crystal then? Yes, I do. What a prodigiously large and lovely crystal. Professor Lambertain will no doubtless chortle with joy when you present it to him in person. Oh, and upon your return, do remember to recount how I helped you with your harvesting? I certainly will. Alright, so, back to Drybone. Yeah, I'm just gonna teleport. I mean, 7 gil is really nothing at this point. Alright, here's our guy. My keen scholar's sense tells me that you've obtained a corrupted crystal, am I right? Yes, I did. If you would grant me a moment to examine the crystal. Ah, it is as you desired. A corrupted crystal overflowing with wind-aspected aether. Remind me, for what purpose did you intend to use this crystal again? What? To breach a barrier comprised of wind-aspected aether? Oh dear, that may prove problematic, as this crystal only served to strengthen the barrier. I suppose I am at fault for not inquiring as to your objectives from the start. Had I known your intent, I would have never sent you to Hahasako. But what is science if not trial and error? And you can truly say that this failure has taught you nothing? Think, woman. You now understand the methods necessary to safely collect the corrupted crystal. You will doubtless have no difficulty doing so once more. What's more, the crystal you collected can serve as an invaluable resource for the ethereal studies conducted by the students of Baldessian. You've heard of them? Well, I don't mean to boast, but I have a professional relationship with the organization. Not as equals, of course. I would never be so bold as to claim that level of expertise. Are you alright? Your eyes seem to have glazed over for a moment. Anyway, I shan't keep you from your task. You've still a corrupted crystal to find. Alright, let me just turn this off for a second. It's driving me nuts. Alright. Alright, so he apparently knows where we might find the crystal we seek. Corrupted crystals of sufficient size and strength are not all that common, I fear. Fortunately, one of my other students, Sena, claims to have discovered another promising site in eastern Lenosha. Wait, that's not correct. Eastern Lenosha was where she was nearly killed when wandering too close to an Imperial castrum. Now that made for an amusing anecdote. It was western Lenosha, Pharaoh Sirius on the Isles of Umbra to be precise. I can't recall her exact reasoning, something to do with one of Dalamud's talons, or some such nonsense. What I can say for certain is that she is still in Aleport, attempting to gain access to the Isles. Why not travel there and see if Sena's inquiries bear fruit? If you can look past the crass and violent ways of the local pirates, you might find your time there to be quite pleasurable. Oh, and don't forget to take your makeshift warded pot, lest she think you unprepared for the task. Alright. Off to western Lenosha Airport. It's been a while since we've been there. Let's go ahead and teleport on over. Alright, so where is the person we need to talk to? Here? No, not here. Okay, then it's going to be upstairs then. There she is. Corrupted crystals? Madam, I've no interest in being the butt of your jokes, so if you've no other reason for addressing me, kindly leave me be. I'm here for the crystals. Well, I'll be damned. Professor Lamberton did send you. Beg your pardon, it seems we got off on the wrong foot. I'm Sena, greatest of the professor's pupils, which is doubtless why he bid you seek me out. Indeed, I am an accomplished scholar with an extensive background in... oh gods. Just listen to me prattle on and on. I must have given this introduction a dozen times by now. Okay. So what do you need me to do? As I told the professor in my many missives, I believe that the area surrounding Pharaoh Sirius is replete with corrupted crystals of exceptional strength. Unfortunately, I've yet to test my hypothesis, as all access to the Isles of Umbra is prohibited at present, for reasons unknown to me. You see, my attempts to acquire this information are often met with annoyance and disdain. It's rather puzzling, since I always take the time to explain my motivations in great detail to the subjects of my questioning. Mayhap you'll have better luck wresting information from these yellow jackets. I've all but given up at this point. Alright, so we need to talk to this guy. It's probably not pirates. There we are. Kaneb. You startled me. Don't you know better than to sneak up on a person at a time like this? What with all the fatuous gossip of spirits and specters haunting the Isles of Umbra? Just because I know it's nonsense doesn't make it any less frightening. Okay, so we're just gathering some intel from these yellow jackets. Firkman. You're keen on traveling to the Isles of Umbra? Bloody hells, lass. Are you drunk or just crazy? Ain't nothing there but death, death, and more death. Sounds like a lovely place. I think this person's down here. Yes. Alzagamilza. The Isles of Umbra. What interest have you in that godforsaken place? Ever since we were forced to abandon Pharaoh Sirius, the Isles have become naught more than a graveyard for ships unable to navigate the shores, and a purgatory for the souls dragged down to the depths with them. Alright, so let's go back to Sena and report what we've found. Basically, the place is a death trap. Mount up. Alright. Hayame, you've returned. Tell me of your findings. Really? Infested with the undead, you say? That is a very, very interesting development. Excuse me for a moment while I gather my thoughts. Alright, I'll take the gold piece. Alright, she seems to have regained her composure. Worry not, my friend. I have given your findings some thought, and I've concluded that this talk of spirits is not more than local folklore. As for why all travel to the Isles of Umbra is restricted, well, mayhap it's considered too dangerous, owing to the abandonment of Pharaoh Sirius? Yes, well, anyway, while you were questioning those yellow jackets, I paid a visit to the local pub, since even an esteemed scholar myself enjoys dulling her wits on occasion. It was there that I heard of a man named Skirfrin, who was recently detained after returning from, wait for it, the Isles of Umbra. This is the first I've heard of someone actually traveling to and from there, so I'm curious as to how he obtained permission. Mind having a chat with him in my stead? He was arrested after all, so I'm somewhat reticent to approach him myself. Okay, I can do this. Back to the other side of the port. Oh, come on. There we go. I mean, if he was arrested for doing it, he did obtain permission. Alright. Skirfrin. I have to go back. She calls to me, sings to me. Tell me, Medoa, I'm sorry. Give him this. He was right. Or could you release me? Yes, release me. I will go and tell her. Let me go to her. Okay, crazy man. Alright, so back to speaking with Sena again. What did Skirfrin have to say? That's not terribly helpful. I couldn't care less how much he misses his favorite bar wench, but what was that about a man named Mimidoa? Wait, I know that name. That's that bastard who grabbed my arse the other day at the pub. Well, if you want to give him that feather, be my guest. I'm not going anywhere near him in his wandering hands. I don't know if I want to go anywhere near him in his wandering hands. Alright. Mimidoa. Another initiate, are you? No? Then what are you? Speak up, Missy, I can't hear you. I got this golden feather. Okay. Hey, bugger me. Is this what I think it is? Nah, couldn't be. You found this. You say? Where'd you say you found it? Skirfrin, you say? Was hoping to have a word with the lad, but it sounds like there's naught left twixt his ears. He was supposed to help patch up Eorzea, he was. The company sent me to supervise a lot of them. Weren't getting work done on their own, see? Half of them walked off, half of them ran off, and half of them up and vanished. What's that? You're looking for your passage to the Isle of Umbra. Why didn't you say so? I've been thinking of dispatching someone to take a look on behalf of old Mimidoa. Tell him how the land lies. Ain't nobody been interested till you came a-calling. Whole port's up in arms about spirits and so forth. If I had to yell, I'd hire some cell swords and let 'em sort it out. But you'll do in a pinch, you will? Show this parchment to the skipper and he'll see you there and back. Well, how convenient. Alright, so, back to Sena. Okay, so you went and had a word with Mimidoa. I hope the valuable time you saw fit to waste amounted to something. It did, in fact. You mean that the disgusting creature was Skirfrin's superior? I find that hard to believe, but this writ of passage does appear to be genuine, so it must be true. I must say, it is a relief to work with such an industrious woman as you. I look forward to hearing of the discoveries you will make on the Isles of Umbra without me. Alright. She has no desire to journey to the Isles of Umbra. Really? Fine. I fail to see the justification for dragging me along on your journey, but if you insist, I will go as well. But 12 is my witness. If you leave me behind to be devoured by some horrid abomination, I shall come back to haunt you. Very well. Speak to the ferry skipper. But I think we're probably running out of time here. So what we'll probably do is end the episode here. And we'll talk to the ferry skipper and head over to the Isles of Umbra when we come back next episode. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.